What's good, guys? If you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with the Cragar 30-spoke star wire, and you probably already know about the ridiculous hype that's around these wheels, and with good reason. I mean, they're fucking badass wheels. You might not be aware of Texan Wire Wheels, which is this wheel. They make this wheel right here, and I just got this set of 15-inch standard rear wheel drive Texan Wire Wheels. Shout out at Bigley84 Swanger on Instagram. If you need wheels, I highly recommend him. Great business, super fast shipping. I mean, I ordered these wheels on Monday and they're in my hands on Friday. So but there wasn't a lot of information available for these wheels, like the Texan Wire Wheel website. Like, their pictures aren't really that good, and I just wanted to make these videos comparing the old school wheels to these Texan Wire wheels, just because I want to answer a lot of the questions that I had before I had bought them. So yeah, let's get into this. The Cragar 30-spoke star wire, which is this wheel right here. These were made by Weld Wheels originally, and then I think they sold the design to Cragar, or Cragar started producing them. But they were made from the 70s to the early 2000s. It's got fixed spokes, so it's not like a true spoke or a Dayton where you can adjust the trueness of the wheel at the spoke. And they have a 3-piece aluminum hub. The spokes and the rim are steel, but the hub is aluminum, and that's why you don't see these being rechromed or rebuilt very often, because you can't just redip this in chrome, because the aluminum and the steel have different processes for chroming. Another downside of these wheels is they fucking break. This aluminum gets brittle over time and cracks, and when this breaks, then the hub, moves around in there, and the wheel doesn't spin concentrically on center. When this breaks, you can try to weld it, but it's cast aluminum, so it's really hard to weld. You can try to replace this ring, but as you can see, the hardware breaks, and this is hardened Allen bolts, so they're really hard to drill out. So it's difficult to rebuild these wheels. Some people can do it, but it's hard. This wheel over here is a front wheel drive 30-spoke. This one is a Weld Wheels 30-spoke. This is what you see referred to as an 84 or a Swanger. This is what Texan Wire Wheels is known for reproducing, because this goes with the car culture in Houston. Back in the day, people would put these on rear-wheel drive cars with adapters. And if you had these on your cars back in the day, you were the man. And Texan Wire Wheels started reproducing these because they're getting hard to find. And like I said, they're really hard to rebuild and fix if they break. So they started making these, but they also make the rear-wheel drive wheel. And I think that they made this, they've been making this for a while, but it was more so in like limited runs. And they recently just started making a lot more of them. And it's the exact same wheel as the old school star wire, with a few differences, and but they're not visible differences. The main difference is this hub is steel. I have a magnet right here, and I'll show you. But the magnet will stick to the hub. It's steel. So these wheels could potentially be rechromed if you had to, but another difference is this hub is welded. It's bolted, but it's also welded. So if this breaks, your wheel's not going to come apart. The front ring too is also welded. The reason that the Star Wire was discontinued is because the DOT said the construction of the hub was unsafe, because on the old school ones, once this cracked, I mean, your wheel could come off. So, you know, that's obviously not good. And for me, I like to drive my cars a lot. And, you know, you could buy a set of old school Cragar Star Wires, and they could be the cleanest wheels you've ever seen. Like, and, you know, you put them on your car and you're riding around a lot, and they're gonna break. And then what do you do? Because, you know, not a lot of people around here don't want to touch them because it's a liability, or, you know, you can't find parts, or, you know, and then what are you going to do? And especially if you got like a deep dish set, like a reverse set, or 14s or something, like you have to find a single individual wheel, and sometimes that's not possible. So for me, that's why if I was going to spend that amount of money, I wanted a brand new wheel, a brand new set of them. And, you know, since Texan Wire Wheels is known for reproducing these wheels, a lot of people think that this is going to stick out more, or this wheel is going to look different in some way. And honestly, it's hard to figure out, because if you go on their website and look this wheel up, I'm pretty sure it shows you a front wheel drive wheel. Like, I had to go on Instagram and like look on their page at other people who bought them, like look at their cars, or see, or like try to find videos of this wheel, because I wanted this style wheel. That's what I wanted. And it doesn't stick out any further. I'm going to stand them up and I'll show you. It doesn't stick out any more than the other wheel. It's the exact same wheel. You know, it just goes. I've had 2 sets of Cragars, actually 3, but one of them I don't count because they were just so beat. I've had 2 clean sets of these wheels, and I sold them both just because they were worth so much money, you know. But to me, I wanted a brand new wheel. And I mean, you know, it's one thing about like if you're collecting wheels and then you want the original wheels, you know, for a collector's purpose. But if you want to ride these wheels, I would get these, because I've had a lot of Cragars break. That's why I have this wheel, was I had a clean set of them. And I mean, this wheel was cleaner before, but it's just been sitting in my shed. But I had a clean set of them, and I had this wheel break, and I had to spend like an entire summer searching for one single wheel. And even if you want the look of the Cragars, just take a Cragar cab, which they still make these. You can order these from Cragar, and it fits right on there. Nobody's gonna know that's not a Star Wire. I mean, you know, the old heads, they probably will still say that this ain't cool or that, but to me, if I rolled up like this, you would not know this wasn't a Star Wire. So, I mean, I just wanted to compare these wheels side by side one more time. So here's the front wheel drive wheel, and you can see that's the one that sticks out. The Texan Wire Wheels makes ones that stick out, you know, damn near 2 feet, but which is cool. I like them. You know, it's an acquired taste. It's part of their own, you know, subculture in Houston. But I think that's why there's a lot of like resistance to these the rear wheel drive wheels from like the old school guys and lowrider guys, is because they think it's going to somehow be different and sticking out. And I know, even I thought that too. You know, that's why the whole reason why I wanted to make this video and just clarify some of the questions that I had about these wheels before I bought them. But yeah, there's the front wheel drive one, and you can see the spokes stick out past the lip of the rim because of the front wheel drive offset. And then you have the 2 rear wheel drive wheels, and they don't stick out any further. There's no difference between this wheel, the look of this wheel, and that wheel. And I just want to say, shout out Texan Wire Wheels, shout out Big Lee Adams, at Big Lee 84 Swinger on IG. I'll put his name in the description. If you need wheels, hit him up. I want to show him too from this direction, because you know someone in the comments is going to be like, you turn the wheel, or you know, something, but it's the same wheel.